Dead. Tommy Nation. Tommy Nation. This is the Sunday Tommy Nation Politic Drop-Off Current Events Political News Commentary. And also on the restream we have live Twitch streaming on Podbean, Facebook. We have ourselves some you know the thing, guys.
Mr. Speaker, one of the earlier speakers said, this is the most dramatic change in labor law in 80 years. And I say, thank God. In the late 70s, a CEO made 35 times the worker. Today, it's 300 to 400 times the worker. And our friends on the other side, running around with their hair on fire. Heaven forbid we pass something that's going to help the damn workers in the United States of America. Heaven forbid we tilt the balance.
Heaven forbid, guys.
We've gone in the wrong direction for 50 years. We talk about pensions, you complain. We talk about the minimum wage increase, you complain. We talk about the minority rights, you complain. If you're passing something right here, you don't get in line to make up for it.
Tim Ryan, bro. It's here for Tim Ryan. This guy. He's a very, very good guy. Is that what he called Bernie Sanders? He said, why are you yelling? I think Tim Ryan was yelling there. What do you think, guys think? I don't know. Politicians, bro. They're always changing their minds. First yelling is good, then yelling's not good. But this is the Sunday FUNDay news dump, guys. You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Yeah. Sight. Sound. So how's it going, guys? This is a Sunday FUNDay current politics news dump. Got me some issues for you guys, okay? We got the stimulus. We got the fraud squad. Hashtag squad fraud, okay? We have Congress already working on a massive infrastructure bill. Not to mention Governor Cuomo. He's in some hot water, guys. When it rains, it pours. It's like a summer shower with Mr. Cuomo. He's got himself a little 7 allegations. Meanwhile, President Biden, he's not doing any press conferences. It's almost halfway to his 100 days. As when it rains, it pours. No press conference, like a summer shower with Mr. Cuomo. He's got himself a little 7 allegations. Meanwhile, President Biden, he's not doing any press conferences. It's almost halfway to his 100 days. And yet, no press conferences. Well, look, buddy. Look, fat. You know the thing. Twitch, Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, Podbean. Welcome to Tommy Nation Politics Sunday FUNDay Report. Also, we've got one little fighter. She's got a little fight in her. I like that. Ilhan Omar discussing with Mr. Biden about how maybe bombing Syria is not a good idea. Maybe 8 million people are slipping into poverty. Maybe we need some American people legislation, and not a legislation that funnels wealth to their donors, the elites, and you know, the thing. We've also got Kelly McEnany being a little firecracker too. I love her. I miss Kelly McEnany. You know what? Honestly, she's the only one in the Trump administration that I actually miss. She was the only smart person, I think. But, you know the thing. Look, buddy. We can do some push-ups. We might be able to ride some lion dog-faced pony soldiers. Whatever you guys want to do to get your neoliberal policies out. It's all good.
You can't drop this, you can't drop the budget, you can't drop the defense bill. Okay? Those are must passes. So what you do is you force
Yeah, he did. You force the vote, guys. Hashtag force the vote.
is you force when you vote no.
When you force, oh shit! You get disconnect. When you force the vote, when you vote no. Let's see it again.
So what you do is you force when you vote no. That forces them back to the negotiating table. But this time, you're actually at the table.
You mean like if you withhold your vote for Nancy Pelosi for speaker, you have to go back to the caucus and you have to fucking figure it out again or get a new speaker? You mean like that? So now you're at the negotiating table, now you have to be like that? You almost said it.
Right now.
I gotta give Jimmy Dore this one.
Gotta give Jimmy Dore some credit, guys. He's the only one holding, apparently he's the only one holding progressives accountable. Jake over here wants to burn some britches. And oh, by the way, free thinking, innovative, totally open-minded domination politics. Make sure that you subscribe to the bell, hit notifications if you're on YouTube. Make sure that you guys subscribe, like, and share my videos because we gotta get the word out, guys. We gotta hold our politicians responsible for their actions because they're public servants that are supposed to legislate the will and the agenda of the American people. They're not supposed to run rampant. They're not supposed to be celebrities. They're not supposed to do apology tours. They're not supposed to do drone strikes without congressional approval. So, in first news, guys, we have the stimulus, the COVID relief bill, passed on Friday. It was immediately signed into law by, you know the thing, Joseph Elizabeth Biden. He signed it to the day the House of Representatives finalized their last-minute touches on their neoliberal slush fund bill, which they call the most progressive legislation of this era. Is this the era of sludge? Might be, because that's the flavor of politics this year. That's the flavor. Ice cream sludge. No, guys, see, the thing is, here's the thing, is that we have 9% of the bill going to actual COVID. COVID aid is 9%. We have testing, tracing, the vaccines, which also culminate with the government contracts and pharmaceutical contracts that the government put out to get this vaccine done. You might want to ask, I've asked, I don't know, other people don't, but I always ask questions. You know, how long has it been since HIV was around? That's a virus, right? How come they don't have a vaccine for that? I guess it's not important. I guess LGBTQ people aren't important to Joe Biden. What about the blacks, gays, and women? Oh, you're a white, cisgendered, heterosexual male, and you could catch COVID. So I guess that we're getting right on that vaccine, aren't we? Yeah. I'm so impressed, guys.
Get off the
So impressed with the 40 years of
stage.
neoliberal policies that are masking with identity politics the will of only the elites and the donor class. It's amazing. But I hope y'all had fun at the BN, the Progressive BN yesterday. I was talking to Andy Kennedy, and we talked about a whole lot of issues. He lives in Canada. We're talking about Medicare for all, a Green New Deal, which, by the way, he has Medicare. Well, he has health care. It's free health care. And apparently we were debunking, you know, the myths around socialism. It was so fun. And also, guys, get this. Revealing. Canadians, they don't put maple syrup on everything. I was wrong. And also, Terrence and Phillip, they're not real. It's amazing. So that was fun talking with Andy Kennedy, but you know what's not fun, guys? It's not fun that with Franklin Delano Roosevelt talking about how progressives need to roll up their sleeves, and when the government comes into contact with crises, don't kick them out 4 years down the road. Election, campaign finance contribution events, and fundraisings. Solve those problems. Make government responsive and efficient. I can honestly tell you, Chug from Yogurt, check you out, you periscope. No, bro, see, like, here's the deal, buddy. What we're going to do is we're going to put we're going to put a minimum wage in a COVID relief bill, and then we're going to go ahead and take it out when Joe Manchin says. We're going to give Joe Manchin all this power, and then when it comes time for the House of Representatives, the congresswomen who literally campaigned on Medicare for all, a Green New Deal, and the minimum wage, we're going to go ahead. We're not going to fight for it. We're going to pass a bill full of slush, just like AOC last time. She said that the CARES Act was an upward transfer of wealth not seen since the Gilded Age. And then guess what she did? She voted for it. It was a unanimous vote. It was a voice vote. It was amazing, guys. So basically, here's my thing. If you have principles and values, if you have morals, then how are you going to actions speak louder than words, right? They're supposed to. Well, they don't with our politicians. I guess they go along to get along with the conventional wisdom and the social norms. You know, they fleeced us like Check You Out says. Good. He's right on. Check You Out. You're always on my page. You're always on the same page, bro. These Republicans and Democrats have been robbing us since March transparently. And now that you guys don't pay attention and you're always doing whataboutism, logical fallacies like, well, what about Trump? Even though Trump isn't even president still. Like, honestly, Biden supporters, let me know one good thing. Because I was searching my head on election night, or, you know, the week after, trying to figure out what good thing I could say, because I love my country, about Joe Biden. Couldn't think of one thing. Not one. So, I want to do a poll, Domination Politics. If anybody could come up with one good thing about Joe Biden, besides he likes to ride the trains in Delaware, and he likes ice cream. You know who else likes ice cream? Roseanne. Or Rosie O'Donnell. She's a dog. She's not a 10. Not tremendous ratings. Yes, just like Rosie O'Donnell, our government's acting like a dog. Bombing Syria without congressional approval. Not giving us health care in a pandemic. Also, Fraud Squad is trending. The people who ran on these issues literally did nothing. As another robbery took place, which gives us $1,400. Not $2,000, guys. And not out the door day one. Although, I'm gonna do some democratic magic. Y'all ready? These are the droids you're looking for. It really is day one, actually. And they went out the door, guys. You see, 2 months didn't go by. This is the first day of the Joe Biden presidency. I don't know what y'all are talking about. He's on top of it, guys. He's really on top of it. This is day one. He kept his promise. Y'all believe me? Or should I get Rachel mad out and tell you guys that? Because I think I should. But, where's my playlist? Oh, basically, guys, here's the deal. Look, buddy. We got Tim Ryan. He's running for Senate. He's trying to tell everybody to stop talking about Dr. Seuss and shit. So now he can get a Senate seat. He wants to be popular. So he's yelling. Just like Bernie. Bernie, why? You don't have to yell, Bernie. Oh, well, you know. What can we do, guys? What can we do? Meanwhile, we have Cuomo.
Now to the mounting accusations against New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Once praised for his pandemic response, now facing a seventh accuser and growing calls for him to step down. Cuomo staying close to the governor's mansion and saying he will not resign. Here's ABC's Trevor Ault.
Tonight, with the investigation into alleged misconduct moving forward, New York's Andrew Cuomo hunkered down in the governor's mansion, bleeding support from fellow Democrats calling for his resignation. But Cuomo is unwavering, denying all allegations of sexual misconduct.
I never harassed anyone, I never abused anyone, I never assaulted anyone.
Bully the mayor of New York?
And I never would.
One of his accusers, former aide Charlotte Bennett, is now set to be interviewed by the state's attorney general's office next week. Most New York lawmakers have already said Cuomo has to go. But today, the state assembly's majority leader asking for the investigation to play out.
This is not about Mr. Cuomo. This is about a fairness process. If you've been accused of something, you are not guilty of it until found so.
Late Friday, a seventh woman accusing Cuomo of inappropriate behavior. A former Albany reporter writing in New York Magazine that while taking a photograph at a 2014 holiday party, the governor grabbed her hand and refused to let go, allegedly saying, "Am I making you uncomfortable? I thought we were going steady." Cuomo has not responded to the latest allegation, but these comments from the governor are drawing anger.
There are often many motivations for making an allegation.
Now, former aide Lindsey Boylan, the first woman to come forward, says the governor is calling up hate and speculation to be directed to his accusers with those remarks.
And while we have not heard from Andrew Cuomo today, his press team sent out several releases about things like the vaccine rollout, seemingly indicating the governor is still working. Several New York Democrats who have not called for his resignation have said if Cuomo can't completely do his job during this controversy, he should step down.
Nipple rings check you out? What the fuck are you talking about?
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News.
Thanks for checking out ABC News, guys. We lie to you every second. We do all the things that you want, like lie, constantly. So, guys, that's the deal. And basically, we're just a little bit in trouble. That way. So we got $1,400 going out the door day one. Look, buddy, look fat. Basically, we've got the COVID pandemic. Fauci says it's still in the middle of the fucking pandemic. Is there anything that Fauci's ever said that was good?
Happened, you know, your worst nightmare, the
Fauci
storm.
He said if we're really good and we wear condoms on our heads, we might be able to have barbecues on July 4th. So I'm putting my two hands together. And I'm just going to make sure I'm a good boy for Santa Fauci.
It is truly a star.
It's going to be great.
We haven't even begun to
It's,
all you needed to do
it's a really interesting situation, guys, this week. So, basically, what this whole progressive movement was supposed to be for was it was supposed to be like, you know, a public opportunity. That's what Franklin Delano Roosevelt did. Was he got people involved in government to make government efficient and work. Because these guys operating by themselves, it never works. They're always lured towards campaign finance contributions and, you know, assistants and secretaries they want to bang, say go steady with. Maybe rape them underneath the Capitol Bridge like Joe Biden did. In any case, they're always distracted. FDR had to do a coalition to get people involved in government. That's how it began to run efficiently. And that's how we got the Civil Rights Act, 1964. And that's how we got LGBTQ rights. Because President Obama didn't do shit about that. He was not involved. In fact, at the time, President Barack Hussein Obama believed that marriage was between a man and a woman. So, but like politicians always jump on every crisis for their own good, he jumped on the Supreme Court decision, and he celebrated with those rainbow lights. Oh, I did something! No, actually, what you did was expand the wars, and you rewarded the bankers in the military-industrial complex for foreclosing on people's houses and betting on faulty mortgage loans, and you made the American people pay for the mistakes of the rich because you were indebted to them, Brock. You didn't do a thing about LGBTQ rights. But I digress, guys. That was then. This was this week. So meanwhile, guys, while we have the COVID stimulus, Andrew Cuomo's filling up people, and what else we got here? Got some interesting things. I actually forgot. I'm stalling. Does anybody check you out? You still there? Got any questions, bro? You need me to answer anything? Well, you know what's funny? Is that Joe Biden, Joseph Elizabeth Biden, the first, he likes to ride the trains in Delaware. He likes to eat ice cream in the Iowa State Fair. But he doesn't like to do press conferences. Maybe it's because that the last time he talked in the middle of the campaign, he said poor kids were just as bright as white kids. And every time Joe Biden talks, he can't help but say anything racist, slightly, or he just insults people, or it makes them ask them if they want to do push-ups. So the press secretary is At first, this was like a partisan thing, you know. You had Trump out of office, and then all the Republicans were like, he's not doing press conferences. They all have the memes. You know the right-wingers with their memes. So, at first, nobody was really paying attention to this. But literally, it's been like 2 months since he was inaugurated into the office of President of the United States. And he hasn't done a single press conference solo. So, his press secretary, Jen Psaki, is that her name? She basically said that he was focusing on COVID relief and the vaccines. So now that the COVID bill's passed, I don't understand what the excuse is. Maybe it's Joe Manchin. Maybe it's the Republicans. Maybe it's the Senate parliamentarian. I don't know. But he's still not doing press conferences. So now it's getting super funny, guys, because it's not just a partisan thing now. ABC News, the Associated Press, and literally Yahoo News is asking questions now. It's like, when are you going to talk to us? And Joe, it's not like it would be hard. What would they ask you? These guys fawn all over your every move. Oh, Mr. Biden, we have a question. Do you believe in love and truth? Oh, wow, I do. Oh, my God, he's not Trump. He's not Trump, oh, God. He's not Trump, thank God. Mr. President Biden, would you ever inject yourself with hydrochloroquine? No, I wouldn't. Oh, my God. We're so glad. Thank God, Mr. President. Like, it's not hard, bro. To get, these guys are boot-licking pawns of the elitist estate. They literally fawn all over your every word. They said your COVID relief bill was the most progressive legislation not seen since in this era. Guys, there's nothing progressive in this COVID relief bill. There's a slush fund to his donors in the military-industrial complex. There's foreign aid, and there's corporate tax loopholes. What part of that is progressive? They brand it and fake it and falsify it and fraudulently tell you things at his every request. In fact, remember when he was running and the Hunter Biden laptop disappeared off Facebook and Twitter? They do him favors all the time. Why aren't you going to talk to these guys? But literally, it's so bad. Joe Biden is such a racist, narcissist, warmonger, megalomaniac, dementia-riddled old man. He can't even fucking talk to the mainstream media, who sycophantically fawns on his every word. How sad is that, guys? So, who was the lesser of two evil again? I don't know. But I think Kayleigh McEnany wants to answer that one. Kayleigh! Kayleigh! You there, girl?
Let me get some comment here on the president's failure so far to hold a formal news conference. He's going to have to hold a news conference at some point, isn't he?
Absolutely. The pressure's mounting when you have even left-wing outlets calling him out for this. But I would say it's extraordinary that he hasn't taken questions. Certainly 100-year record for not taking questions in a solo press conference from a sitting president. But this is not unprecedented because, as you'll recall, Stuart, the basement strategy is what he employed on the campaign trail. He went something like 50 days and he only took questions twice. And when he did, they were hand-picked questions. So I think his staff does not have faith that he can stand at the podium and have a press conference the way President Trump did many times.
They're protecting him. It seems to me they are protecting the president from himself. They don't want to see him stumble over words, get confused, lose his train of thought, as he may well do if he was subject to the rough and tumble of a real press conference. They're protecting him, I think.
I think that's exactly right. I think you hit the nail on the head when you mentioned his staff, because as you saw President Biden say right there, he said, I'm happy to take questions if that's what I'm supposed to do. I've seen him joust back and forth in one interaction with Peter Doocy, and he seemed to kind of relish the moment a little. So I don't think this is President Biden saying, I don't want to do this. I think it's those around him recognizing when he does speak, it doesn't always turn out so well, like calling Republicans Neanderthals, as he did recently in the Oval Office.
Decide to come to the United States, whether it was 200 years ago or 2 days ago. Takes a whole heck of a lot of courage.
Republicans Neanderthals, as he did recently in the Oval Office.
Yeah, he did, right? Texas opening. He said that it was Neanderthal thinking. So
we've seen an uptick in questions and inquiries in regards to how we're fighting for immigrant protections. Especially
this is Ilhan Omar, by the way. Ilhan Omar, Congress.
I know the last few weeks have been really challenging for many immigrants after 4 years of Trump. Many of us were hoping that January 21st would bring a swift change.
We were hoping.
We have seen some major changes, the repeal of the Muslim ban, the remain in...
Hey, from Britain. Alt-right, apparently.
As well as many of the...
Good idea, brah. Where's that, Australia?
The Biden administration also released an immigration proposal that has some truly exciting provisions, most notably the pathway to citizenship.
She's lying. It's not exciting at all. In fact, Joe Biden is boring as fuck. He's a vanilla, dementia-riddled old man, narcissist, warmonger, megalomaniac. And the only time he's ever interesting is when he's so dementia-riddled, he gets into a confrontation with someone. Dude, guys, I can't wait till he does the press conference again. Do y'all remember who Joe Biden is? This guy gets pissed at everybody. Remember he got pissed at the soldier for saying blood is on your hands for voting for the Iraq War? And then he's like, oh, my son voted for the Iraq War. Your son's dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but Joe Biden. And then, like, he got pissed off at Bernie Sanders for calling him corrupt. And then the reporter was like, hey, why are you so pissed all the time? He said I was corrupt!
Vice President Biden may want to avoid the impeachment trial, but he's not backing away from his feud with Bernie Sanders. Ed O'Keefe caught up with him in Des Moines, and they had, how do we describe this, Ed? Is remarkable exchange a good word?
That's one way of putting it, Gail. Look, we wanted to ask the former vice president why he's feuding again with Bernie Sanders. Remember, earlier this week, Biden told us that he accepted Sanders' apology after one of his supporters called the former vice president corrupt. But within hours, both camps were out with dueling attack videos. Biden calling out, quote, Bernie's negative attacks, and Sanders raising questions about Biden's previous willingness to fiddle with federal benefits. While Sanders is in Washington dealing with impeachment, Biden was out here talking to voters. So we wanted to ask him why this change in strategy. Take a look. Yesterday, you said you accepted Bernie's apology, and now you're attacking him. Why are you doing that? Go. Why wasn't his apology enough, Mr. Vice President? Why attack Sanders?
Why? You're getting nervous, man. Calm down. It's okay. He apologized for saying that I was corrupt. He didn't say anything about whether or not I was telling the truth about Social Security.
Thank you guys.
He pushes the reporter. Y'all don't remember who Joe Biden is. Joe Biden gets pissed all the time. The only reason he decided not to, he pivoted to the presidency, was A, so he could win, and then B, so, like, first of all, nobody's asking him any questions. So, like, the first time, the next time Joe Biden gets like, hey, Mr. Biden, here's a real question for you, and he, like, doesn't want to answer, we're going to see the real Joe Biden.
We all know Trump has been messing around in the Ukraine over there, holding their foreign aid for them to come up saying they're going to investigate you. We know all about that crap. And he's no backbone, we know that for that. But you, on the other hand, sent your son over there to get a job and work for a gas company that he had no experience with gas or nothing, in order to get access for the president. So you're selling access to the president just like he was. So
You're a damn liar, man. That's not true. And no one has ever said that. No one has proved that.
I see it on the TV.
You see it on the TV. No, I know you do. And by the way, that's why I'm not sedentary. I get up and let him go. Let him go. Look, the reason I'm running is because I've been around a long time and I know more than most people know. And I can get things done. That's why I'm running. And you want to check my shape on, let's do push-ups together here, man. Let's run. Let's do whatever you want to do. Let's take an IQ test, okay? Number two. No one has said my son has done anything wrong, and I did not on any occasion. And no one has ever said it. Not
I didn't say you were doing anything wrong.
You said I set up my son to work in an oil company. Isn't that what you said? Get your words straight, Jack.
That's what I hear on MSNBC. All
You don't hear that on MSNBC.
Well, I didn't.
You did not hear that at all. What you heard? Look, okay, I'm not going to get in an argument with you, man.
Well, I don't want to either.
Well, yeah, you do, but look, here's the deal. Here's the deal.
It looks like you don't have any more backbone than Trump does when you're selling.
Any other questions?
Yeah, all right.
Well, I knew you were, man. You think I thought you'd stand up and vote for me? You're too old to vote for me.
Jackie and Gloria Borger, it's a legitimate question, is it not?
Yes.
He can give his answer, but legitimate to attack the questioner in those circumstances?
So that was classic Joe Biden in a lot of ways. I feel like it was a little bit of like Joe Biden Mad Libs, like challenging him to push-ups and saying IQ tests and whatnot.
I can't wait. Look, fat! You ain't black! You want to do some push-ups? You ain't black. I can't wait to see Joe Biden again. I can't wait to see the real Joe Biden, not this guy who they're just like walking around.
Because guess
He's
what?
like barely
What
limping.
is every major crime bill that's gotten
He's
this
so
far
fake as
banned?
fuck, bro. This guy is like, he's run on pure crime bill fucking racism.
Democratic crime bill.
I don't understand a lot of things though. That's why I'm asking questions,
Republicans
guys.
are finding out
Check
it's
you
no
out. What do you
longer
think? Is he going to do a
legitimate
press
to say
conference soon?
Democrats are soft on crime.
I don't know. Anybody on Podbean? Y'all want to talk about it?
Major crime bill
Let's
that's
talk,
gotten
guys.
this far
Talk
banned.
about it on Podbean.
Hey, Democratic.
So, Bernie Sanders, in the meantime, now that New York Tandon he doesn't have to worry about, he's invited Jeff Bezos, one of the owners of Joe Biden, to it was supposed to be some kind of, what was it? Come on, tell me. Tell me what it was. It's supposed to be some kind of like hearing. You know how Congress does the hearings, the Senate does hearings. And it was it was on poverty and income inequality. Apparently, Sanders was supposed to testify before the Senate about income inequality. He invited Jeff Bezos, his favorite pal, and turns out Amazon billionaire Jeff Bezos has turned down an invite from Bernie Sanders to testify before the Senate about the income inequality. It turns out that Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the entire fucking world, who literally made himself twice as rich by getting you guys to buy Amazon while this whole pandemic went on and stay at home, and bought CNN so we could tell CNN to tell you to stay at home, literally doubled his wealth in 1 year. While 8 million people slip into poverty, this guy literally doubled his billionaire wealth. He was already the richest guy. Yeah, it's not connected at all. Don't worry. Trump. Remember that. But anyway, Bernie Sanders wanted to ask him some questions and get him to reflect on the last year's happenstances. And apparently Jeff Bezos said, no, I think I'm just going to go ahead and not give a shit. Because I pay you politicians to make corporate tax loopholes, put them in COVID relief bills, and pretend it's the most progressive legislation not seen since this era. And then I get my mainstream media goons at Bloomberg and what paper does he own? Washington Post. I get them to write about how it's progressive. And then I get Bernie Sanders to literally assist because he's the Budget Reconciliation Committee. Bernie Sanders made this happen, by the way. I know you progressives don't want to admit it. You don't want to think about how Bernie Sanders literally was an intricate part of this COVID relief bill, which was the 5th transfer of wealth to the elites since this last year. Since they bailed out Wall Street and the banks and the airlines in March, and in 48 hours they gave him $4 trillion. They've been robbing us transparently, and this is the 5th transfer of wealth. Bernie Sanders this time was an intricate part of it. So, really, guys, we got to get with some solutions on that. I'm not saying everything's bad. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, but I'm just saying you got to stop. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. The only way to fix things, guys, is to be aware of them, right? Isn't that what we talked about with the whole COVID pandemic, right? That's why we wear masks. Because we want to be considerate and empathetic, right? So don't interpret like I'm saying everything's bad. Just because I'm saying the Republicans and the Democrats are bad. I don't mean everything's bad. I'm just saying the Democrats and Republicans are bad. The Democrats and the Republicans, they're not everything. Unless you're a two-dimensional, one-dimensional partisan hack. Then they're everything. You know how much mail I get from people telling, you think everything is bad. You think doom and gloom. I'm not saying doom and gloom. I hope you're enjoying your Sunday FUNDay. And I don't mean to shit on your Sunday. But I am trying to make you guys aware of some things, okay? And just because I say the Republicans and Democrats are thieves, funneling wealth, funneling, our resources to the elites, it doesn't mean everything's bad. It just means they're doing that. And they're not everything. And in fact, they're not even supposed to exist. So what do you think about that? George Washington, take it up with him. Anyway, guys, last thing on the docket is, actually, I think that was it. The federal government has never been the means by which social and economic pushes have ever been addressed anyway. Guys, how can you say that the Republicans and the Democrats, when I say the Republicans and the Democrats are bad, why do you think that I think everything's bad and there's no solutions? These parties are not supposed to exist. And every economic change and social change has started with Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying? People that had to lay down their lives, people that had to sacrifice for things, people that had to lay down and literally say, I've been to the mountaintop, know that this, the FBI, the deep state, were going to call them communists and a lone gunman was going to shoot them in the face. And they had to sacrifice themselves for the good, common good. And then after that, that's when the politicians move. But we have to lead by example, guys. So here's my solution, okay? My solution, I'm giving y'all a solution. Live your principles. Live your values. Forget about this government being a shining beacon on a hill because it's nothing but a sludge fest robbery. It's an Amtrak train to Robberysville. But guys, that doesn't mean everything's bad. That doesn't mean we're bad. We can be the change. We can be the people that start the shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. Y'all heard that song, right? I'm gonna let it shine. Elon, let your light shine, boo. Anyway, guys, I'll let y'all get back to your Sunday FUNDay. That was the last week's political updates. So we got stimulus, guys. By the way, IRS working fast for you. If there's anything the Democrats can do good, they can spend money. So guys, don't y'all worry about a thing. We got that $1,400 check coming into your bank account if you got direct deposit, motherfuckers. We spending money, baby. We spending that money. Where's my goddamn videos? Where's my goddamn video? Anyway, guys, it's a hard knock life for these where Jesus Christ, Latter-day Saints, and the Sox, and the Mets, and the Bears. Oh my God, that was a good commercial, though. Anyway, forget the commercials. Forget the Republicans and the Democrats. Forget your turbulence, tribulations, and tariffs, and taxes. I want y'all to just focus on 3 things. Do you know what those 3 things are, guys? I'm sure you do, because I say them all the time. Riddle me this, riddle me that. What are the 3 things that I have in my hat? Free thinking, innovative, totally open-minded. Periscope, by the way, it expires March 31st. Check you out. Make sure you follow me on somewhere else. Periscope's about to disappear, guys. The technocrats are about to get rid of it, okay? I want to see you later, check you out. By the way, check out my Progressive Being show. Get free thinking. Get innovative. Get totally open-minded. Be the change. Shining beacon on a hill. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of free thinking imagination. Love y'all. Have a good weekend. You know the thing. Look fat.